Welcome to the Kingdom Hairstylist podcast. This is your host, Billie Jean. Hey everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Kingdom Hairstylist. I'm your host. My name's Billie Jean, and just welcome back. I thank you all for tuning in each and every week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for rating. Thanks for everything. I just appreciate everything that you all are doing. I want to say, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Kingdom Hairstylist. I'll start to be a little bit more engaging in those pages. Right now, I've just been posting when I post a new episode and stuff like that. I just been in a new place, so it's like I've been more in tune with God and just spending a whole lot more time with Him. So I haven't really been engaging in social media as much as I would like to, especially with the Kingdom Hairstylist page. But always check in there, to see if I posted a new episode, and just look forward to some new things that I'm going to start doing with the pages to be a little bit more interactive with you all. I thank you for bearing with me as, thus far. I appreciate that. And I hope and pray that you all are doing okay. I always have y'all on my heart and mind. I pray for you all the time, and I always ask God what He wants me to share with you all. And so today I have a couple of things that I want to talk about, and just to let you all know that I'm still continuously praying for you all, as well as praying for myself and my family and everybody that's affected by what's going on in the world. And I also want to send my condolences to people that have lost someone during this difficult time. And I'm still praying for you all. I'm constantly praying. That's what's getting me through. It definitely gets a little hard some days, just because I have a lot of time on my hands. So I just try to be productive, but then sometimes I get so bored, and an idle mind is a devil's playground. So I try not to sit too long, and then I'll start to, hear the devil tell me different lies or whatever. So I snap out of it, and then that's when I go into prayer and praise and worship and stuff like that help me get through the day. But God does not want us to be perfect. I mean, He definitely wants us to express ourselves and express how we're feeling, and every day is not going to be the best day. There will be days where you don't feel like praying, or you don't feel like praise and worshiping, and you just don't feel good, and you just want things to change. But I've been trying to, just remind myself that every day is not going to be the way that I want it to be, and we have to go through this, obviously. I think that the only thing that's probably a little hard for me is just not knowing how long this whole thing is going to last. And that's been my prayer to God, and that's what I've been talking to Him about, is how long. And sometimes things are just not for you to know, because you just got to appreciate where you are at the moment and thank Him for the things that He's done so far. All of the provisions that He's made, how you're not hungry, and how you still have your car outside, and you still have all of the things that you need, all the resources to be able to get around, to go to the grocery store, to be able to provide for your family. And you just have to be thankful for those things instead of focusing on the things that you don't have, or the how longs, or the whatever. That's what I'm realizing. But the chapters that I've been studying in the Bible more recent is Exodus. I love Exodus. I like the beginning. I like Old Testament. I like the whole Bible, really, but I like a lot of the Old Testament because I feel like it's like taking me back to the beginning of where everything started. And, I can kind of see how they handled things, because it was rough back then. See how they handled things, and then just kind of, put myself in their shoes, and also to get some advice on how to handle, what's happening. So I love Moses, and, the story about how he helped everybody escape from Egypt, and how God raised him up to do that. And it's important to remember that God is always with us. And the story of Moses or whatever, it shows you how much God was in the midst of everything. The people were complaining, the Israelites were complaining all the time and mad about different things. And it sounds like us. It sounds a lot like us. A lot of times we complain. A lot of times we get so frustrated and overwhelmed, and we don't stop to think about the provisions that God is already making, or think about what he's doing to provide for you, during this time. Basically, that's the same thing as provision. Provision is basically God providing and making a way for you. And so I've been reading a lot of Exodus, but today I want to focus more on once Moses and Aaron delivered the people, how they was complaining about food. And I know a lot of people are complaining about that right now. A lot of people are trying to figure out, like, how am I going to provide if this thing lasts a long time? Or once my money run out, what am I going to do? Or, there's a lot of things that the states are putting in place as far as providing food stamps for people. I've seen flyers around with that. I've seen the stimulus checks and different loans and grants that the different businesses are handing out. But the reality of it is that everybody doesn't qualify for all of that stuff. And if you do qualify for it, some of it is just temporary. So at the end of the day, you still have to trust God. You can't put your trust all in solely based on the stuff that they're providing, from the state. You still have to trust God a whole lot, because you don't know how long this thing is going to last. So the thing that sparked my attention so much is in Exodus chapter 16 was the fact that God, he sent quail, which is birds, to provide the manna for the people. And I just think that's amazing. That just shows how much of a great God that we serve, like that he's going to always provide. There's never going to be a time where you're going to go and have lack, where you're not going to have anything. I'm pretty sure some things in your cabinet right now that you can scrape up and make a meal out of. We always have. And then on another note, it's okay to ask for help when you don't have it. A lot of times people want to help, but they don't know how to help. And, we can't be so prideful that we don't ask for help. I know a lot of us aren't used to asking for help, but it's okay to do that. I mean, you and your friends can trade food. Y'all can trade things around. Like, you might be tired of eating some of the same stuff. You might put a group message together to see, what somebody else has that you might can trade off with. But the point to everything that I'm saying is that, God sent those birds with that manna and told the people, I know y'all don't know how y'all going to eat, so I'm going to provide for y'all. Y'all complaining about not having food, or you saying that when you were a slave back in Egypt, you sat around and ate meat all day. Well, if you think that life was better than the life that I can provide for you, then you have a lot of foolish thinking, because where I'm trying to get you, where I'm trying to take you is way better than anything that you've ever seen, but you got to trust me. And then, God was testing them, which I feel like he might be doing with some of us. He tests you, to see if you really believe in the things that you say. A lot of us run around and say, oh, I trust God, or, I believe in God. But then when times get hard, it shows that we really don't trust him as much as we said we do. And that was a problem I used to have. I don't have it anymore, but I used to have that problem where I was just saying things that I really didn't mean. And now, it's important to realize that I grew a lot, because now I realize that I really do trust God, that I don't have those same worries that I used to have, and that I do fully trust him. Each and every day, I thank him for the provisions that he's making. And another thing I had to do, this might be helpful, to someone, is that I just think about that day. You know how the word tells us, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow has enough troubles of its own. That is so true. Like, if you just get through the day, you literally have to take it one day at a time. If you can just get through this day, if you wake up this day and say, thank you, God, for all of the provisions that you've made for me for today. Thank you for breakfast. Thank you for lunch. Thank you for dinner. Thank you for running water. Thank you for the lights and me being able to watch TV. Thank you for the Bible that I can read each day. Thank you for my phone. Thank you for books. Thank you for my family. Thank you for everything. That really, really helps, because it helps you just to focus on right now. Don't worry about tomorrow if the bread look like it's running low, or if you feel like you don't know how you're going to eat tomorrow. God will make a provision each and every day. You never know who's going to call you tomorrow and say, hey, I got this gift card. I was thinking about you. I want to give it to you. So don't spend all your time worrying about things that you can't control. I just thank God for the way that he provides, because it's not always the way we expect it. Like, it's not going to always be money. It might not be a resource of money. It might just be somebody dropping off some food to you. It might just be an old gift card that you found that you forgot you had. It could be a cash app, a random cash app. It can be a number of things. So give yourself some grace, and some space to rest. Some space to rest in God. I've been following this prophetess named Tiffany Montgomery, and she's been helping me a lot during this whole time. One of the things that she just shared recently was about how God gave her the revelation of telling all of the people that look at her stuff or follow her, as you would say, on social media, to do something called skin to skin. And that's been helpful for me. It's basically where you just lay in the bed and you act like you're laying on God's chest, and you act like it's skin to skin, as if a baby would with his mother, or father, or how you bond with a child. We're basically bonding with God. I've been doing it every day except yesterday. I didn't do it, but I'm gonna get back to it. But you're supposed to do it for 60 minutes a day, and you're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to do anything but just rest in God. And when I tell you, it really transforms your day. Like, if you do it in the morning, or she recommends that you do it at night before you go to bed, but she also said you can do it in the morning as well. So I choose to do it in the morning, because a lot of times at night I'm just tired from the day, honestly. So I'm sleep. If I try to lay down and do skin to skin for an hour, I'm gonna be sleep probably after about 5 minutes. So I wait till the morning, and after everything is done, it's all over with, I just feel so good. I feel so peaceful. I just feel like he's giving me that sense of peace where I can make it through my day, and that I know everything's going to be just fine. So I just wanted to jump on here and tell you all about that. When you have some time, I definitely want you to read the book of Exodus, because you'll just get a lot of revelation out of it. If you don't want to read the whole book, then you can just start with chapter 16, like where I'm at right now. And some really, really good verses are verses 4 through 8. It's just amazing. I mean, it's a lot of information in here. I don't want to read it because it's so long, but I know that it will bless your life. I know for a fact that you will be blessed by the fact that God provides the way that he does. Just spend some time in his word. Like, I just been all up and through this Bible, and I used to didn't like reading the Bible. It used to be so boring, but after I got the Life Application Bible, I just love it now, and I sit and spend a lot of time reading, because that's one of the things that God revealed to me, is that he wants me to read more. You know how I always talk about going deeper. Going deeper, that's what it means. Literally, going deeper into the word, actually looking up words that, you don't know, and really, really looking for things that speak to you for what you need. Like, everybody needs different things at this time. Whatever I'm sharing right now might not even be what your need is right now. Maybe you have another need. I'm not sure what it might be, but just look it up. Look up the scriptures, read it, spend time in God's words, pray a whole lot.